Welcome back. We're finishing this so I can get to Metro Bell. Oh my god, that lag was insane. Oh, now you want to. Okay. Bing, bing, bing. Oh. Bing, bing. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, bing, bing. Bing, bing.
준비들 다 됐나?
볼 것도 없이 처형이군.
Meanwhile, Heathcliff's team. Whoops. Bloody hell. What's up with these jits? They're showing up out of nowhere. How should I know? But judging by their getup, they seem like escort fellows. And things were going so well. Could have talked it out with those Fedora guys who were rummaging around the place earlier, you know? But no, you just had to go barking at them first. Would have saved us a whole lot of trouble if you had it, right? Oh, so it's my fault. Those bastards looked like they were nicking stuff. Ooh. This is our contract area, ain't it? If they walked off with something important, we meet the ones catching hell. Listen, bud. Not everyone's itching to swipe hair coupons into their pockets the second they get their check. Really not letting him live that down, are we? Oh, for it. How many bloody months are you gonna milk? Excuse me. What? You got a problem too, mate? No, not at all. Just wondering whether that gentleman over there is also one of our enemies. Is that the end of your troop performance? Shame. I was really gonna watch you focus dance. Might have mistaken this place for the Peach Blossom Land of Legends. Had there been a couple of fine, Mangoli? White wine. To go with it. Yeah, that's an enemy, alright. He has a name tag though. I think it says, LCD. LCD or whatever. Who gives a toss? Am I supposed to put up with every bastard having a dig at me? Oh dear. Such bold swings. Didn't know there was an encore to that performance. Ha! You slippery little rat. Well, I do find this amusing though. But if you tend to play with me, you have to be more aware of your surroundings. Hey, behind you, there's... Wow! He took out all those double-wearing people with just a single strike. I say that about covers the price of admittance for your trope circus, wouldn't you? Well then, I'll leave the rest to you folks. Wandering blades and mirim tails never linger on the stage for long after all. Oi, where the hell do you think you're going? Ah, damn it. Ooh, what was that? Hello. Monk. Oh. I'd rather have dominating than freaking, you know. Let's see. You can get your thing out already. Oh wait, someone's attacking you. Oh, that's a counter attack though. Whatever, you're clashing it, so. That's neutral, so we need you to do it. Which actually sucks because they're going to Talker. Is it me or like none of these guys talking right now? It's like oddly quiet right now. Hold on, why is this? I don't remember this being. I can't even see the options. What's going on?
엄마와 같은 색으로 갈아 끼웠지. 내 의안처럼.
Whoa, what just happened? What did I do? How did I do this? Hold on, y'all. I'm figuring this out. I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. What am I should probably stop messing with it. Does this look fine? This don't look fine at all, actually. Maybe let's put it back to where it was. That is not what I clicked. Well, okay. I mean, I can't even see it anyway, so, what am I clicking? This right here, guys, is why you should not mess with your settings. Because this happens. Because you be a dumbass about it. Oh, there it is. That, what? I'm so confused, guys. There we go. I got it. Holy Christ. Yeah, that should be better, I guess. Well, there's only one way to find out. Honestly, I have no idea what I just did. Just happened. Oh, dang, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot you can do that.
반듯한 일격이었어. 실로 군더더기였군. 너희가 걸어야 할 수라의 길은 여전히 그 끝이 보이지 않을 만큼 멀고 또 멀구나.
Ooh. What do you mean unopposed? Okay, whatever.
훌륭하구나.
해체 끝. 이제 같은 수는 안 통할 거다. 역할대로.
취약한 마음과 자아일수록 누군가가 만든 자아의 껍데기 속에 의존하고 숨고 싶은 법이라지만
Oh.
그럼에도 재밌는 구경이었단다.
Hello? Who are you attacking? Oh.
모두께서도 저런 미움을 보이시며 배워야 할 것을 뵐 때가 있었지요.
과거는 과거일 뿐이지 본국 제일검조차 아니었던 내게
절이 폭주하는 것을 볼 때마다 배후의 잠재력에 대해서만큼은 감탄을 금치 못하겠.
So let me get this straight. Dude was here just a minute ago, and now nobody knows where he is or where he wandered off to? Wow, where did the is come from? Yeah, bloke just turned up out of nowhere, flapped his guns, then did a runner before anyone could grab him. Ezra let out a long, listless sigh, as though she was getting sick and tired of even complaining about him. Lady Ezra, I cannot say your frustration is misplaced. Yet I trust you are also aware that, more often than not, Mentor's actions have carried a profound design. He has never left his post without purpose so far. No, I get it, okay? But come on, would it kill him to give us a heads up before he goes zooming off on his own again? It's not like we stop him. What are you gonna do? Tie him up? Lock him up in the closet? We don't do that in LT, right? Remember last time? We all thought he was being a good patient and sleeping it off in the recovery ward, but nope. When the LCE got infiltrated, he snuck out without telling anyone and came back like nothing happened, and the team leader didn't even chew him out for that. Lady Ezra, that's... Oopsie, wasn't supposed to mention that, was I? Then the reason he failed to participate in the operation was simply because the LCD was lax in supervising its personnel? Is that what you're suggesting? Lady Moses bade us hold our tongues for this very reason. She knew full well Mentor's intentions would be misunderstood in precisely such a manner. What part of this have I misunderstood? Did you just disclose that the man deserted his post without authorization? That's the thing. He wasn't just wandering around, he was outside, all alone, taking down the ring automanicans who locked down the elevator that leads into the LCE department. Yeah, it's not like he was dealing with the strongest enemy out there, but the recovery ward didn't have an emergency alarm, and nobody from the department was there to warn him either. He somehow just caught on and did the job himself. Huh? It is all thanks to him that the facilities team managed to get the comms back up and contact that LCE chief dude way faster. And that helped the LCA to actually deploy. They would have been delayed for another hour or two if he hadn't stepped in apparently. And he went fighting even though he still wasn't fully recovered. So he came back looking like he'd been processed through a meat grinder. So yeah, he did end up staying in bed like a good patient in a lot of pain. And the soldier is not entirely deserving of reproach. Nope, he's a less talking, more doing type, I guess. Anyway, we were all stuck inside the building back then during the incident, so fine. I suppose there was no helping it. Today, though, never mind. He's always like this with him. He always slips away and pops back in saying, it's done. My point is, what happens if one day one of those solo missions doesn't go his way and he just drops dead in the street somewhere? How are we supposed to help him then? Actually, how does he even know what's supposed to be done in the first place when nobody gave him any instructions? Bloke's got to be relying on his gut feeling, innit? Gut feeling? Look, I only saw the bloke for a bit, so I can't say I got him all figured out. He's an annoying bastard, but he didn't strike me as some clueless sod who doesn't know where he's stepping. Heathcliff scratched at his chin. He kept talking as though he was stating an obvious fact. Today's proof enough. He's not one of us, so Clockhead could have reached him from that far and sent him to back us up. And there's no way he just happened to run into us just when we were about to get into battle, innit? Then, well, could be Blunk's got some stupidity sharp head on him and piece things together. Could be that. But I've got these moments when I get a flash of that gut feeling, however you want to call it. My boss man, Matthew, said he could hear that kind of shite, too. Said I can hear them gears turning. Or, I think I hear rats scurrying about. You do things you couldn't make heads or tails of. Listen, there was this one time when we were expecting a life and death fight. Matthew says he can hear them gears turning, walks into a random pub, starts throwing back drinks like he'd lost his bloody mind. That does sound like someone who lost his bloody mind. Back when I was on the ship, some sailors used to drink the barrel dry before battling whales of blood their fear, only to stumble around on deck and fall overboard. Yeah, and boss could knock it back like a whale. Still, the point is, getting plastered right before a turf war is not what most sane people would call a good idea. Had us all crossed, so we went stomping after him. And guess what? Turns out that pub was the secret hideout where the opposing syndicate was holed up. They were crowding around the gaffer, running their mouths about how they'll kill him and put an end to the dead rabbits. That's when we came storming in and had them surrounded instead. Not a single one of them got away. We beat them bloody every last bastard. And boss knew it played out that way. Sorry, but this really sounds like a bar stool bragging to me. You sure that wasn't just a coincidence? I should think it was no mere coincidence. If you're saying as much, then surely this was but one among many such coincidences. Is that not so? I'll be right back. I'm back, and I'm eating a cake. Yeah, I know, very random. Because why not? Yeah. Every time Matthew pulled one of those stunts, our lot ended up growing bigger. I have kept working so neatly if it were just a coincidence. It's likely what is often referred to as indeed an instinctive sense or experience-based precognition. More accurately, an unconscious process by which information accumulated in the subconscious is sorted and converted into sensible conclusions. There have been some extremely rare cases in which Heathcliff has demonstrated the ability to arrive at coherent conclusions that surprise even Faust. On further analysis, it would appear that he was employing a mechanism similar to a sixth sense, as some people call it. Is that a compliment? Or are you taking the piss out of me? Heathcliff, I'm pretty sure that's literally a compliment. But then again, who knows? That could also be a freaking insult. Oh! I did not mean to smack my lips, bro. Though my mentor does not see fit to explain each step he takes. When all has passed, I often find that no footfall of his was taken in vain. I would ask of you, grant him but a little time and wait. Keep waiting, and the shape of his intent may yet become clear. Though I confess, I have also been concerned about him of late. His recent silence is far heavier than what I have noticed in the past. To wait. Don Quixote began, hesitated, then stopped herself from saying more. She only gave a quiet nod. Yeah, okay. I suppose our team leader has her own reasons for letting him be. That said, doesn't mean I'm happy about it. Let's return to the task at hand and do what we can do. What we can for now. Fine, fine. As the others quieted down, I finally had room to notice the place we found ourselves in. There was a single ray of light, just a deep red hue pressing in from every side. Can't believe we've been chatting away in the dark this whole time, Phyllis. The red lights aren't helping at all, especially with my aging eyes. Oh, are you looking for the light switch? It's right here. And right then, don't turn on the light. I heard Mersal's clipped warning, his voice coming from a corner I didn't expect to find. Mersal? Where are you? Ah, there he is. That corner. Is he washing something? Oh, it's the red room. It's the red room. Oh, the dark room? I forgot what it's supposed to be called. No, it's the dark room, okay. I am developing the film role, manager. Exposure to light might ruin the entire role. Please exercise caution. So he's been doing this whole his own thing. That explains why he was quiet all along. Isn't he like mostly always quiet in the first place? Huh? Didn't think you'd know how to print photographs, pal. What's that for anyway? You expressed the wish to have the film developed, manager. I'm carrying out that instruction. I see. A photo studio first, and now a darkroom. This may be no more than a conjecture, but it would not be unreasonable to suppose that the action of distortion rests upon the photographer. Whoa! How did I struggle? The film serial numbers either match those found in the photo studio or deviate by only a single digit. It's certain that this dark room is connected to the studio in some way. The images bear a striking resemblance to these photographs. I also believe this building and that photo studio share a strong connection. Oh, where you get these photos? I brought some from the photo studio. I cannot name the locations in the picture with certainty, yet they all appear to have been taken at various places in Encorp's district. Buildings, mostly. Hey, wait. I know what these are. People take pictures like these when supplying stuff to that department store. Correct. The photos must have been taken by a docugrapher. Mersal chimed in, holding it up an odd cylindrical container in his hands this time. He gave the container a shake every now and then with a measured rhythm. Whatever he was doing seemed to be part of the process of developing the film. Film rolls are hardly affordable for the average resident in Encorp. In most cases, taking photographs is done as part of professional duties. There are approximately 21 occupations in District 14 that utilize photography. However, only a single profession involves routinely photographing specific buildings, adhering to fixed standards that can be observed in these pictures. And these docugraphers you mentioned are the people in charge of that job? Yes, they photograph the information to be ported to canned experience. A docugrapher. How could a person with such a decently lucrative profession fall into distortion? Decent job, maybe, but how do we know if they're a decent person? Ezra replied with a clear-cut answer after only a brief pause. What makes you say that? The photo studio we were at didn't have any dark rooms, right? No, it didn't. Oh. My team leaders... Well. Okay. My team leader said there are other ways of processing film rolls. But in Nancorp, you have to go to a dark room to develop and print them. Correct. Film rolls are usually immersed in developer solution to be processed. Which is why photo studios have these dark rooms equipped with red safe lights right next to them. But this place is pretty far from that photo studio. Huh. Yeah, now that you mention it. Check out these windows. They're only covered by newspapers, all missing like. If you consider how sensitive criminals are to the light, it's really super suspicious that this darkroom doesn't have any proper blackout panels. And you know films can cost a fortune in some places in the city, right? Who in their right mind would print photos in the room patched up with yesterday's newspaper? Oh, this probably isn't even a legit darkroom. Someone just hauled in the bare minimum tools needed to develop film and threw them together in a hurry. Someone who didn't want to be seen printing photos, and people don't usually avoid scrutiny unless they're doing something not so decent. If that's the case, then I can see why they might have it distorted. Right? Manager. Massault came to my side quietly, still giving the strange cylinder the occasional shake. I have a request regarding your instruction to develop this film roll. What is it? Please ensure that the light in this room is not turned on until development is complete. Aren't we already doing that? Yes, however, engaging in battle opens the door to uncontrollable variables. This is why I have judged it necessary to make a separate request. Battle? There is no need for concern. I am capable of participating in combat while maintaining the development process. Wait, can you slow down? A battle, you say? Surely there must be cause for you to believe so. At the photo studio, reinforcements arrived exactly 1 minute and 34 seconds after Encore's pinframe team staff were defeated. Deductions based on the events thus far make it clear that the photo studio and this darkroom share some kind of connection. Furthermore, Senator Heathcliff, Senator Hung Lu, and Senator Gregor have battled Encore's pinframe team to in this very location. I hear footsteps rushing up the staircase, approaching closer and closer. I have a feeling I know what Massault is getting at, but I ask anyway. Meaning? The initial rinse is finished. The process is now halfway to the completion of the second agitation. This indicates that 11 minutes and 30 seconds have elapsed since the start of development. Battle is imminent. Please withdraw to a safe position, Manager. Massault, you. You should have warned us way earlier! Understood, Manager. I'll follow that instruction going forward. Well. Oh heck, oh my god, okay. You might notice a jump in the music. That's because I'm going to finish eating this real quick. Okay. After the battle, something sits ill with me. Amid the sprawl of S-Corp's back streets distorted with the flash, Aang Du had her gaze fixed somewhere high overhead. At the end of her gaze, are those photographs? A long line stretched across the open air, photographs hanging from it like laundry clipped to a clothesline. I mistook it for a kumjil? I don't know how to say that. Warding rope at first, and gave it little attention. Yet upon closer look, I saw those pictures hanging from the line. Perhaps they had been strung within the darkroom and remained thus when this distortion took hold. Bizarre. Observation of unaffected elements in the space occupied by a location-type distortion is most irregular. There we go. Indeed, the items we bought from the studio have already changed into images of various sites of Escort, yet these alone remain as they were. Let's take them down and check them ourselves. Just I was wondering if the line was perhaps too high for me to reach. Massault stepped forward and plucked a few photos off it, and the instant he brought them to me, we heard another pop, and again, a bright white flash blinded my vision for a moment. Good grief! I can feel my freaking stupid tongue doing this crap again for the last video. Like, seriously, bro. Stop it. Don't need the same freaking volume for a different video. Good grief. This distortion likes to change its mind, huh? Keep switching between S-Corp and N-Corp. This feels like getting caught in a flashbang detonation. Your whole body tenses up, then goes like right after. The Andersons were busy grumbling about the distortion and started the jumps, except for Berthold, who stood right in front of me with the photos still held out in his hand. Oh, you didn't drop them. No. He gave his usual short answer, then returned his attention to the cylinder he had been shaking. He took the film out of the container and flicked the liquid off it with clean, controlled motions. Is the processing finally done? Wait, I'm back here with the lights on now. Is it okay to take the film out? Yes. Exposure to light will not damage the film once the development is complete and the image is fixed. There's no cause for concern. That's a relief. I couldn't say I followed all the technical details, but no cause for concern was all I needed to hear. Sighing in relief, I held up the photograph so I could take a proper look. So, see anything odd in there, Manager Bud? There are people in them. Some people, someone holding a dying flowers, it looks like to me, and a very obscured person. The people in the photographs all look different from one another. If I had to pick one similarity between them though, they all look cold and indifferent. Yeah, that's the city, alright. Ordinary folks you see it anywhere. These aren't like the photos we picked up at the studio earlier. These are the kind of photographs that you use to make canned experiences. What was that? The scenery around us seemed to ripple just now. I was about to ask Paz if she'd also felt the strange sensation, but it faded away soon enough. Perhaps it's nothing serious. Maybe it's just a spell of random vertigo? Is it even possible to get dizzy when I've got a clock for a head? No. Marcel must have noticed that I was out of sorts for a moment, because he seemed to pause on purpose before answering my question. No? I thought you said docugraphers take these photos to put into canned experiences. Raw ingredients for canned experience are handled exclusively by the grained magazine Sisyphe. There is no known method for external parties to access them. Sisyphe what? Oh, I think I've heard of it. Canned experiences, right? And high demand in other districts too, but the only brand stamped on them is Grand Magazine Sisyphe. Same name every time. I remember some of my classmates bragging about trying them whenever exam weeks came around. Never had one myself though. Can't really explain it, but something about them just feels kind of wrong. It's that popular, huh? The unprocessed base content of canned experience, known as experience batter, is applied to reprocessing factories where the docugraphers fine-tune the experience's details. Photographs are primarily used for that purpose. They can fine-tune the experience? An easier example for understanding would be to consider why docugraphers take pictures of subjects such as buildings. A purchaser may wish to experience living in a luxurious building that they could never afford. Another may wish to vent out impulse of violence by experiencing the burning of an expensive property. Okay, I get the gist, I guess, so far. Demand for hardcore canned experience is increasing by day. So that's why the photos from earlier were all fancy buildings. Yes, manager. Conversely, information concerning ordinary experience that can be easily encountered in realities in low demand. Then why photograph these residents at all? Perhaps these were not images harvested for their community value, but pure photography in and of itself. Mayhap they have been captured for a desire to seize a vanishing instant through a lens. There are people who take photographs knowing that it would cost an exorbitant sum. I have seen some before. A staggering amount of money just to take a single photo. That is, if they could even manage to find a photographer who'd take the risk and help take the picture. I'm not so crass as to put a price on sentiment and nostalgia, but spending this much money on film rolls, what could have made this investment worth it? I'd say maybe this isn't just a matter of sentiment, or memories even. Leafing through the photographs, I quietly express my thoughts. Executive manager? I'm not exactly an authority on distortions, but I know they manifest through desires or emotions that become warped in bizarre ways. Everything the distortion has shown us so far points back to escort. That is, the escort from the past that only Kim and Angdu would have seen and remembered. These photos, though, they're completely untouched by the distortion. Doesn't that feel off? There must be a strong fixation at play here, strong enough to slip past even the distortion. And that assumption is something that refuses to let these memories be influenced. I think our next step should be to look for the people in these photos. These photographs are the only undistorted, unaltered clues we have. Dante said it should be advisable to locate the people shown in these photographs. Oh, good idea! Team leader did say that we should accept input from the LCB with open arms. Hey, Angdu, can you get me the office catalog? We probably need to commission an office affiliated with 7 Association. Let's look for one that can take the request right away. Someone told Ezra we're fine. I think I know where to find those people. Dante says one of the people shown in the photos has already been found. What? When? How? No, guess I'm just having a lucky day. I pulled the radio from my waist and switched it on without answering Ezra's question. What does this mean? I think she said, do we regroup clock? That one was especially hard to understand, Ryoshu. Heh. Rojo's with you, right? Can you put it on? Okay. Rojo, you there? I don't know why I said okay for Ryoshu. Eh? What? Dante wants to talk? One sec. Kinda went overboard with the bread and pastries. My hands are completely full over here. Pastries? What kind? Just one of everything. Neat. Can you grab extra brioche and baguettes for me, too? Love the ones from that street. They're so good. Hold on, I gotta adjust the pile with my water. Just throw them on TF, they're packaged. Ryoshu, you can't treat fruit like that, okay? Bakers have feelings too, you know? How do you think the baker would feel if they knew someone was treating their precious babies like trash? This scabbard is rattling again for no reason. Anyways, Dante, can you give me a sec if you need me to fight? Just need to grab these into my pocket real quick. No, it's not a fight. Huh? And what's this about? I took a closer look at the words written on the wicker basket in the first photograph Muscle had brought me. Where's that bakery you're at? How convenient, bro. I didn't even notice it myself either. God dang, Dante, you're really paying attention to all the details. Oh my god, it's one of these moments again. I gotta keep reading. And my freaking tongue is not working well with me. Ah, I know who you're looking for. The owner of the bakery was a woman holding the same wicker basket as the one in the photograph. She took one glance at the picture I held up for her and gave a quick nod. This man, he works in Cannery 17 right next. Wait, Cannery 17 right next. What the frick does I'm sorry, it's confusing me. He's a regular. He used to drop by every morning to buy sandwiches to share with his co-workers. I haven't seen him around lately though. And those co-workers, I assume they were wearing the same uniform? Asking the question on my behalf. Oh, this showed the bakery another photograph. Probably. He was always wearing one too. I guess it's the Cannery uniform. This confirms our lead, executive manager. A few inquiries at that Cannery should bring us to the information we need. Yeah, you're right, but it's just that she doesn't seem very concerned at all. She's one of the people in the photos that weren't affected by the distortion, right? That should be a close acquaintance. Allow me to verify, executive manager. Do you know the name of this regular you spoke of? His name? Am I supposed to know that? Though I wasn't expecting her to actually know his name, the apathy evident in her voice gave me pause. Took a photo of you. Wouldn't it be reasonable to assume that you're well acquainted with him? Oh, that. The baker's demeanor changed when Otis passed the point. She gave a strange, unsettling smile before pulling something from her apron pocket. A thin and round, can-like object. He said he'd give me 5 of these canned experiences for free if I let him take my picture. He even said he'd draw in the docograph of the building of my choice. He docugraphs buildings, right? And he even takes work trips to the nest every now and then. So I asked him to get me a docograph of this lovely mansion I saw by the nest suburbs. I know I'll never get to afford a beautiful place like that, but this way I can at least experience what it's like. And gosh, it was everything I hoped for. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but there's this distinct eeriness in that dreamy, blissful smile on the baker's face that sent a chill down my spine. Ahem. Young Mersault? Hold on, Don. I know for a fact if I try... Actually, no, this intensity is actually a lot more normal. But still, I'm gonna drink some water so I don't mess it up. Whew! I really don't know why my tongue is going against me. Same for my mouth. But it is what it is. Are these canned experiences truly possessed of such marvels? To pluck out all semblance of reason from one's countenance and maintain high demand across the city, District 14 is only one of several markets. Does that all mean that those who indulge in canned experiences may experience venturing on an expedition to the Great Lake and bungee jumping off the summit of that skyscraper yonder as they remain seated where they are? They may, however. Oh, a magic can, allowing one to pursue any dream the heart may conceive. Verily, I confess mine own soul is much tempted. It differs from pursuing a dream. Mass-produced canned experiences are made from base experience matter mixed with various modified information. The resulting end product enables intense stimulation, though altered memory. Therefore, it is unlike the dream experience expressed by Don Quixote. A piece of memory refined along the numerous processing stages of the cannery production lines is not equivalent to the genuine experience, meaning the usage of experience in the previous statement must also be amended. Memory is altered to intense simulation. That does sound quite shady. How doth this cast a shade upon the boons granted by the can? Adventures and tales are, forsooth, inclined toward a little grandeur. It's because the memories provided by the canned experiences are extremely vivid. Bro! I don't know what's wrong with my mouth. The statistics, whatever, I'm not gonna bother anymore, have shown that users of cans interpret them as authentic experiences and become dependent on them. A possible cause of the formation of dependence patterns is that canned experiences allow one to feel as if one has achieved a dream that is in reality impossible. Art thou implying that the users are made content with devouring forged dreams stored in instant use cans? Worse still, the user may no longer strive to chase dreams in the waking world. For the sweeter and more splendidly a dream is embellished, the more impossible it will appear to be grasped with one's own hands. To become a cause for surrender, instead of inciting one to march forth, verily doth it not annul the significance of dreaming itself. The resultant dream will self let the spirit to gallop toward it. Whether that annuals is significance, I cannot know. But they sell well. So, how much will you be buying? By what? Came barging in with all these questions, and I was patient enough to answer them politely, wasn't I? Don't you think you owe me a sale or two? You're not about to leave without buying a single loaf after crowding up my bakery and scaring off my customers, are you? Her case was on point, actually. Our whole group gathered around, and the passerby gave us a wide berth and hurried on, whispering among themselves. Nobody was about to come in and buy bread like that. Come on, lady. I practically cleared your shelf already, didn't I? You did? Where the hell are you keeping all that, then? You even gotta ask? Of course I had some already, but the rest is safely tucked in my coat pockets, so we can all share later. So you already ate some? It's about a little more. It's who we scared out the other customers. As understood, given that the expenses made to facilitate this operation, the lack of prior budgeting should not pose a problem. Oh, nice! Sesame rice bun for me, please. Where did you come from? It was Kim. He really did have a knack for making an entrance at the least expected moment. Hey, mister! Where have you been this whole time? Wait. Be cross with me all you like, but just give me a moment. Ezra paused, waiting in puzzled anticipation. Only for Kim to take a seasoned sesame rice bun from the baker's hands and chomped into it. Alright, I'm ready. Friggin' waste of bread! Yeah! Oh my god. Ezra's angry fist drove straight into Kim's solar plexus. What? I thought she smacked the crap out of his hand, not straight up punched the dude, folding him to the ground like a crumpled sack of potatoes as he rolled away. At this rate, the owner might start charging us with the whole bakery next, roof and all. Best get away from here. Manager. Russell approached me as we walked down the street with Ezra and Kim still squabbling behind us. He was holding a roll of something brown and tightly coiled. I have completed development of the film, per your instruction. Oh, so this is the film in that canister you were shaking? Do I just unroll it? Hold it up against the sun or other sources of light. As it is a reversal film, the images should be visible as they were photographed. I have no idea what a reversal film meant, but I did as he said and unrolled the film. Okay, I can see it. Huh, that's pretty cool. Oh, is it showing? Can I see too? Move it over a bit. Let me have a look too. It was hard to make out the details because the images were too small, but I could still tell the strip was packed with almost identical pictures. I know. Is this the same person in every shot? In the same pose in all of them? Huh, you're right. No, wait a second. See the arm here? The further along the strip you go, the lower it gets. Yeah, and the head looks like it's turning to the right. Huh? We're all squinching up at the tiny frames on the film when Sickler suddenly clenched and went stiff like he'd been saying something he shouldn't have. A second later, all the color drained out of his face. Okay. Sinclair, what's the matter? This reminds me of something I learned at school. You draw a picture in the corner of a stack of notes or a thick book in the exact same spot on every page. Start with the arms down. Then make one small change on each page. Nudge the arms up higher and higher until they're raised all the way up. And when you flip the pages fast enough, drawings start looking like separate images. The still figure starts to move for you. That class was called Introduction to Motion Pictures, with the teacher saying the video footage we watch are all made the same way, or saying that this is a continuous sequence of still images. The arrangement of the frame suggests that this film strip is highly likely to constitute footage, a violation of end-quote taboo.
준비를 시작.
Oh crap! As soon as I registered muscle towards, my hand reflexively threw the film to the ground. Are we going to be okay? We might have just broken a taboo. My mind began to race, rapidly traveling back through our journey, specifically to the time when Don Quixote had smashed that window at K-Corp and caused the wing to wipe out our team multiple times over. I felt faint. At least we had Virgilius with us then. Whoops. And it ended up being not that big of a deal at the end of the day since I could revive the sinners, but some nest taboos can get us in serious trouble just for carrying anything that has to do with them, can't they? I hurriedly turned toward the sinners, many of whom looked every bit as troubled as I felt. Still, a few of them expressed a casual lack of concern, citing all the crazy things we've gone through so far. Miss Foss! What will happen to us if this gets the manager killed? Okay, so this is it, huh? Stop freaking out, guys. They're not dying, and we'll be fine. N-Corp's not gonna kill you on the spot just for possessing a film roll. Really? Oh, it might be a problem if the film roll does contain genuine recorded footage, but it's not like you guys had a hand in filming it, right? When N-Corp dudes get here to pick it up, just comply with the commands, thank them for their service, and nicely hand it over to the authorities. And everything should be A-okay. There is a possibility that everything will not be okay. Because I've developed the contents of that film roll in that dark. He did do that. Oh, the court will take the lack of intentional into consideration. However, it is very likely that my action will be deemed as aiding the primary violator of the taboo. Really? But. Team leader said that N-Corp has their own regularity standards regarding image quality, which they use to determine the severity of taboo violation. If the furthest image quality of a film is within regulations, N-Corp will be seeking the fixes on our budget right away, and that could buy us time to or give our company some leverage to make a deal, however small it might be. Because what they're really sniffing around for is how close to reality the video is, or how close of an experience it provides to real life. So even if we're really unlucky, and they actually come after us, it's going to be fine as long as the footage is low fidelity. Probably. So, what exactly does frame rate within regulations entail? It means that the interval between each frame shouldn't be like super brief. Think about photo slideshows. They only show you one image every few seconds, so it doesn't feel real or vivid, right? You can technically call them motion pictures, but there's no vividness required to violate the taboo. Then, let us analyze this film roll and see how vivid it really is. Missile, I trust that you are knowledgeable in subjects concerning N-Corp, yes? Cooperate. Could this film roll be considered a violation of the taboo? I'll just pick up the film to the ground and throw it to Missile. That cannot be determined, unless each frame is thoroughly analyzed and compared with adjacent. Not waiting for Muscle to finish, I'll just unroll the film roll and raise it against the sky. The rest of you, get over here, we must analyze these frames. The film canister was labeled experiment, so I assumed the culprit had created this test as a test run of sorts. Experiment to see how close they could get to violating the taboo, and testing the limits of the law. It may even be a mere collection of similar photographs that are pretending to be a record footage. Encoded footage. The sinners all gather around Otis and look up toward the unrolled film in unison. Here, the flower pot moves between frames, doesn't it? The doctographer couldn't possibly have moved the pot while also holding down the shutter button. I don't see any difference. See here, the expression risen on the subject's visage appears rather stiff. Maybe just a gloomy sort? Perhaps, yet observe closer. The stiffness arises from not from glue, but from strain to maintain it. Oh, that's the case. Maybe the subject really is trying to fake an actual footage by moving very slowly. That's a pretty convincing theory, but I'm not sure if that's enough to conclude that we're in the clear just yet. That's when Bamboo-Headed Kim, who had been sprawled on the ground ever since Ezra punched him, stepped into the conversation. Let's see. Look at that shadow cast on the windowsill. See how it noticeably shifts between each frame? Whoever made this knows their craft for sure. I can't imagine a Backstreet dweller would have any way to mess with the sun's trajectory. Then the likely scenario must be that the creator of this film will deliberately made the subject move very slowly from frame to frame, creating a series of disconnected photos that, when played secretly, would look like footage that violates the taboo. In which case, the film role does not violate Ness's taboo, correct? That is highly probable. So he says, executive manager. We should be in the clear for now, at least in regards to aiding the violation of a wing's taboo. Phew! But if he was willing to go through this much trouble just to test Ankor's patience, it's hard to believe that he had stopped here. Based on all available evidence, executive manager, it seems reasonable to conclude that the inflection point of this case is a taboo violator on the run. Huh? But what motive would they have to do that? Sure, working for a ring subsidiary has nothing on being an actual ring employee, but it's still pretty up there when it comes to careers available in the backstreets. Work for a subsidiary long enough, and you might even get transferred to a factory job in the nest. That gives you a pretty okay chance of the better life, so maybe he was just tired of living that kind of life. Everyone has one of those days, don't they? The sudden feeling that you could be doing more than the rest of your life, not in 9 to 5 hell. You try to do something that takes you away from the pressure of trying to make a life. Something about what Ishmael said must have tickled Bamboo-Headed Kim, because he suddenly whipped around toward her and shook his head. Maybe. But how many of those people do you think are capable of throwing away everything they've built on a whim? From what I've seen, maybe our culprit just likes to play with fire. Play with fire? Yeah, must start by doing something that technically doesn't count as a taboo, and is on and on until he brushed drilling close to one. One dealing shot through this camera, and another with the next, until eventually he'd end up recording actual footage. Cool, then that leaves the question of what the heck was he trying to do with it? Might have been trying to screen it using projector for all of this part of the backstreets to see. What? But wouldn't that make everyone here, even those who unwillingly came across the project? Right on, it had made those folks violators of the taboo. But why would anyone? So why would you care to explain, how you know that? Wait, no. So would you care to explain how you know that, Mr. Bang? Asking around on the opposite street, and apparently some guy's been going around asking the workshops if they could make him a projector. Seemed like most of them turned him down, but he also said that he stopped showing up after a certain point. I had to guess that he got his hands on a projector somewhere. What? How do I keep messing up, bro? Alas, it's not a taboo of Encore to view recorded videos. Hey, why would any insane mind? Well, it ain't taboo if you only made a projector in it. Backstreets blokes are down here for anything as long as there's coin. Huh. So how do we track this guy down? Multiple individuals in the same garb as the Pinframe team have just been identified in the vicinity. They're all carrying the same briefcase. Oh ho! Well, isn't that convenient? Maybe we can play this like a festival or conversation and just tell people who look like they're involved in what we're looking for, so they'll lead us to wherever we need to go. Indeed, in the architecture conventions, there would be those in formal plaid shirts and suspenders miling about, and I could always trust them to lead me to the convention venue. And was it common for those plaid shirt fellas to look around like they're scanning the area? Did they also go around checking people against photographs? Or evidence? Please advise for. They also radioed each other, glaring at people like they're glaring at, huh? Perhaps you could answer that series of queries yourself. Nope, this crowd sure don't look like they're gonna let us follow them.
치사하게 자기
Why did
혼자
y'all
사기범
switch?
둘둘 감고. 너흰 저런 거 없어?
Also, the amount of times I have to do the fights like this is
그럼
insane.
어쩔 수 없긴 하지.
Okay. Neutral.
예측할 수 없게.
그렇지. 바로 그거다, 딸내.
Woo! 4 damage. Did he just gain SP?
쳐다보기엔
이제
우리 엄마 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
바꿔 놀기. 틀렸다. 그쯤 해줬으니 포장지 한번 벗겨야겠군.
이 순간이 닿아도록 베어내리라.
이리리 빠! 한눈 팔았으면 되져야 심장을 노려! 결정, 해금, 초월,
생각이
지령에게
많아지니
불확실한 것은 없네.
저런 실수도 나오는구나.
Wow, why all of you attacking? Shoot, fake it. Might as well let them. Let's see. You can attack that. You can attack that. You can attack that. And just in case.
재밌겠는데?
Oh. Well, don't that suck.
쳐다보기엔 우리 엄마 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
준비한 기믹은 이게 다인가?
모두께서도 저런 위험을 보이시며 배워야 할 것을 뵐 때가 있었지요.
과거는 과거일 뿐이지 본국 제일검조차 아니었던 내게 자랑할 만한 우연이 뭐 있다고.
대행 완료. 대박. 방금 지었는데 미래를 과거와 같이. 아이씨, 팝콘쯤은 줘도 되잖아. 이럴 때 딱 씹어줘야.
Again, y'all. Well, he's gonna kill that person anyway, so it's like. Whoa. You can't even attack any of these people.
그대는 어디까지 각오했을지.
쳐다보기엔 우리 엄마 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
Dang.
심장을 노려.
너무 유쾌하게.
우와,
그대
지금 완전 사라지는 고무대 같았어.
바로 그거다, 딸내.
터줘.
대전.
God dang, dude. Oh, don't that suck.
아, 혹시 아냐? 나도 앵두 너처럼 세금 하나 생기면
필요하십니까? 그럼 사드려야죠. 값을 받고 빚이라도 내서 제일 좋은 검으로 하나 장만해 드리면 됩니까?
앵두야. 아, 네가 하면 농이 아니라 진담 같으니 부디 그러지 말았으면 좋겠구나. 검은 지금 것으로
그려낸데
충분하다.
쳐다보기에는 그려는 멋있는 건
준비한 기믹은 이게 다인가?
심장을 노려!
이 순간이 닿도록 베어내리라. 낮도 밤도 지워 숨이 닿도록 베어냈군. 이제
그냥
신
5배!
수에선 벗어났나?
8 앞으로 하나.
모, 분, 조, 토. 역시 모가지를 분질러야 조용해지는군.
Just guys, I don't know. I just do that.
여기 심장이 지리멸려.
훌륭하구나.
고, 언, 올. 하지만 슬슬 물리는군. 근처에 용세염이라는 군 거를 파는 곳이
I'm
있나?
expecting a story or something.
흠.
They don't usually let me off this easy.
그럼 오늘 림 컴버 회식 메뉴는 수박을 곁들인 용수염 과자로 결정하지.
Oh, never mind. That's the end of this part. Yeah. God, this was something.